You are now listening to Mike's Opinion. Logic Unleashed.
Giving. When is the last time you gave somebody something? When is the last time you gave yourself something? Are you a giver? Well, I hope so. And if not, I'm going to encourage you to give. Have you heard of Giving Tuesday? We're going to talk about it. Just listen. That's right, we're going to talk about giving today. Hello, I'm Mike, and you are now listening to the Mike's Opinion podcast, and I hope you've been listening. I hope you've been listening to all the other episodes, particularly in this series. For those that haven't listened to any other episodes, this is the last episode, episode 7, in a 7-part series called Healing. H.E.A.L.I.N.G. H was for hate. E was for emotion, A was for anger, L was for love, I was for involvement, N was for negativity, and now G is for giving. Please listen to the entire series and all of my episodes, and comment, like, subscribe, support, and share. And I greatly appreciate that. But how are you doing today? Yesterday was the 4th of July, celebrating our independence. Did you celebrate? If you didn't, like Colin Kaepernick did not, you should check out his, I think, IG or his Twitter, Instagram or Twitter, because he had a very interesting post, and I feel you, Cap. I feel you on that, and I have to agree. It's very powerful imagery and a message basically stating that, hey, African Americans, black people, for which I am one, don't have much to celebrate in this country. Now, it's easy for people like Cap, maybe me, or black people to seem unpatriotic and that we hate the country. I can't say I hate the country. I live here, was born and raised here, and compared to other places in the world for which I have traveled, I've traveled abroad. I like it here. Maybe I'm biased because I was born here. You know, there are many expats, expatriates who have left and never looked back. You know, but it's hard to love a country that you know has abused, murdered, raped, disenfranchised, tortured, enslaved, and many other horrible, negative atrocities to your ancestors for centuries, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, and continues today at a systemic and institutional level, and on many, many, many levels. So, once again, not unpatriotic because I choose to live here. And really, I don't know, if I was rich, would I really stay here or spend most of my time here? I don't know. But I hope you're doing well out there. Pandemic 2020 is in round 2. Cases are surging. But today, we're talking about giving. When I made the acronym for the Healing series, I wanted to end on a good note because I started with hate. It's a very difficult episode for me to do. But I wanted to end on the good note. When I was thinking of a good G word, I said giving. Giving is good. That's good because ultimately, if you listen to any of my episodes, including the Healing series, I want to affect the world positively, and I want to help. I want to help change people's minds and hearts and give my opinion and my perspective because I'm a dreamer. I'd like to see utopia and I like this to be a better world for all of us. So that's what this is really all about and all for. And I want us to heal, y'all. I want us to heal as human beings on planet Earth. It's really that simple. There's so much drama and hatred and negativity and anger. We need love. And we can start today with the person you see in the mirror and share this with people that you know or meet or love or encounter. Giving is something that comes in many forms, right? We can give of ourselves, our time, our money. We can give encouragement. We can give positivity, instead of anger and hostility. We can give and change the planet. I'm going to talk about Giving Tuesday in a minute, which is something I honestly didn't know existed. And I want to share it with you, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But as you know, I've started out many of my episodes in this series with the definition of the word, and I'm not going to change that today. Today, I'm going to give you the definition of the word giving. And giving is an adjective, a verb, and a noun. Okay? And I'll first give you the adjective. That's the first thing that came up when I was doing my research in one of the most popular search engines. And as an adjective, it means providing love or other emotional support, caring. I found that a little surprising as the first definition. But I guess, when I think about it, I didn't think about it in that context of providing love and emotional support. And the example sentence is, he was very giving and supportive. Now, does that mean providing love? Several of these definitions, I'm not sure that I agree with in literalness, in their literal meaning. But if you use the most popular search engine and you type in the word giving, this is the very first thing that comes up. The adjective, and defined as providing love or other emotional support or just caring. So there's another adjective that I looked up. I believe this was in Merriam-Webster.com, was as in caring, nurturing. So to be giving is providing love and emotional support. Are you giving? Are you giving to others that are not in your immediate circle, in your immediate family? Imagine for a second if everyone was giving worldwide. If we all provided love and emotional support to one another. I guess that could be considered being empathetic, right? If you're empathetic, you're giving the person the benefit of you putting yourself in their shoes and understanding their situation. Imagine if we were all like that. I'm going to ask you straight out. Would you try to be more giving? Especially in that context, in that definition? Will you try to be more loving and caring and support each other? Can we try to hold that trigger? Now, as you know, in my other episodes, I've mentioned how the rampant dispersal of caffeine and how we are ingesting caffeine in monumental amounts, monumental increments. how their anger seems to spread like the coronavirus. You know, we take ourselves outside of our homes and our abodes, and it seems like everybody's pissed. You cut somebody off by accident, it's like they want to shoot you. You know, you look at somebody, and I'm not even mentioning the hate-filled people, the people that were raised and taught to hate, that hate people for the color of their skin, or the occupation, or their culture, or their, the race, or for the multitude of reasons that the haters hate, right? So, and when this is the giving episode, but when I think of hate, I read about the murders in Chicago, and that's going to be the very next episode. I'm going to probably record it today because I'm feeling some kind of way about it and I need to let it out. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. Giving. Will you try to be more giving? I'm going to try to be more giving. Matter of fact, I'm not going to try. I'm going to be more giving. But I'm already a pretty giving, loving, caring man. And once again, being caring, kind, giving is not synonymous with weakness, because I will defend mine ferociously, fiercely, and competently. But I don't ever try to come to that. I will try to avoid that. Call me what you will. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not afraid to try to dissolve, to try to de-escalate, to try to work it out. So let's be more giving, y'all. Continuing with the definitions, as a noun, giving is the act of offering money in exchange for goods or services. Now, again, I told you I disagree with many of these definitions. I don't agree with that. Now, noun is a person, place, or thing, right? Thing being giving. Why does it have to be in monetary terms or in exchange for goods or services? Giving to me is just providing something to. That would be my definition. It's very vague and general. So Merriam-Webster, if you're listening, change your definition. That's what I think it should be. Providing something to. It could be anything. And it could be to anybody. Or to my cat. Excuse me. Which, by the way, those who've been listening, he's still alive. He's drinking tuna water and water. He's still not had a number 2. He has had several number 1s on the towel because he can't make it to the litter box. But I can't tell. He doesn't seem to be in any pain, but he's definitely, immobile. And I don't think I can let him go on like this. I'm going to take him to the vet. I just don't have the hundreds and possible thousands of dollars to get him diagnosed and maybe extend his life for another year or two, because he's like 14, 15 years old. I think it's his time. So tomorrow, probably I may have to put him down. And that breaks my heart. But I'm giving him peace, maybe. Giving him the dignified end, I guess. I have put other pets, cats in particular, down, and I've been right there holding their paw when the vet administers a shot, and it's instant. It stops the heart instantly, and they say it's the most humane way to go. But I'd like to give my cat peace. He's had a great life with me, and he's enhanced my life, and I love him, and I'm going to miss him. So, but anyway, I disagree with the noun definition of giving. As a verb, simply giving means to make a present of, which is kind of along the ones that I just said, to make a present of. Like a gift, I would imagine. A present meaning gift. So, are you a giver or a taker? Which one are you? I'm encouraging you to give. And I mentioned it earlier, but give this podcast some support, please. That would be great. Like right now, pause it and sign up everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, share, like, comment, all of that. That'd be great. I'd like this to continue. And if you can give monetarily $1, 50 cents, 25 cents, $1,000. Hey, billionaires, if you're listening, shoot me a cool milli. How about that? Contact me. I'll give you my wire transfer. You can hook it up. That'd be great. I'll do great things, positive things to planet Earth with $1 million or 10 million. 20 million? I don't know. And I'd help maybe save my cat. But I'd appreciate that. But I try to give of myself, my time, and my mind, my love, my compassion, my empathy, my kindness. I try to give that to the world. I do give that to the world. So I urge you, be more giving. As I said in previous episodes, if you're looking to give of your time, there are many organizations and groups out there is where you can start. But you don't even have to go that far. You can start right at home. I know many of us that have children. It's a challenging endeavor at times. But give more time to your children. And what I mean by that is turn off the tablet. Turn off your phone. Leave them in another room. Turn on some music. Whip out some arts and crafts. Dance in the middle of the living room. Go for a walk. Play some board games. Tell each other stories. Cook together. There are many things you could do. It's so easy to say, here, take this tablet or this video game. Get out my face. I want to do my little game on my phone. Read a book together. Give more of yourself to your child. Please. I and my wife have made a conscious effort to do that. In fact, we have no electronics 2 days a week. Mondays and Thursdays. And my son knows it. No electronics. We also limit it. We have a timer on his tablet. And, a lot of times my wife will make him read to earn. So if you read an hour, you get an hour of tablet time. Now, keep in mind, I'm not anti-technology. Even though I wish we were all without electricity. I know that sounds like a Neanderthal, for which I am not. It just seems to be doing more harm than good. I'm down with candle life. Hashtag candle life. You know what I'm saying? Candle life. Do we really need these modern conveniences? Even though I'm not going front. I live in Texas and that central air conditioning is a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. How did we survive for millennia without air conditioning? Whew. That's why I say we soft these days. We soft. We go outside in a 90-degree day and we're about to pass out. For some. For me, I will speak for it because anything over about 72, 73 degrees, it's a wrap. I'm not really fond of that. Even though last night for the fireworks, it was 90 degrees and humid at like 9 o'clock. And I was out there, but I stayed hydrated and I had one of those spray bottles with the fan attached and the water and you can spray the mist. Yeah, I was working that. So giving of yourself, give to your children, giving as a hobby. Imagine that for a second. For the rest of 2020, you're going to start out making a conscious effort to give of yourself. And it may backfire sometime. I'm not going to make any promises. Because some people might see a change in you and go, what's wrong with you? They may be looking at you with the eyebrow raised like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? And you can tell them, I'm trying to be more giving. I'm trying to be a better me. I'm trying to make the world better. And I'm starting with me. So I made you a sandwich today, Mr. Coworker. Or I brought everybody fresh fruit today. Don't bring donuts. Don't bring donuts. Bring a fruit basket. Okay? And not the cut up fruit, even though that's really convenient. Bring some whole fruit because, I'm not trying to get nobody salmonella or nothing. And if you do the cut up fruit, at least rinse it and then repackage it and rinse out the package too. Because that's just the kind of world that we live in today. You got to be careful. You can't be too careful when it comes to the foods that we consume. So do that. And you can give food, you can give crafts, you can give a whole lot of things. You can just be super, super duper creative in your giving. And so giving, so important, so very, very important. And I know people may be surprised if you make a change, especially if you were a taker or just not a giver. A lot of us don't give of ourselves. And I get it. Life gets in the way. We got stuff going on. Most of us are trying to make ends meet, trying to keep food on the table, trying to stay coronavirus free, trying to avoid the maniac who's going to pull out a gun somewhere, and all of these things. But this is how we fight back. This is how we bring light into the world. This is how we share positivity and help combat the negativity and the evil in this world. Think of yourself as a soldier for good. And it doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter who you are. But being good as a good human being and living good. Doesn't matter what you've done. Doesn't matter where you've been. You can start today. Today. Being a good person. Being a giving person. Becoming a giver. On that note, I want to thank and shout out to all of the marchers, the protesters, the people that are out there giving their time, their energy, and their effort to shed light on racial and social injustices and atrocities and horrors and police brutality. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Truly, truly appreciate you, because I am not out there. And I've said this in a previous episode of this healing series. I've told you why I'm not out there. But for those that are out there, I can't thank you enough. And though they can't hear me, for all those that have stood up and marched and protested and been out there for the decades and decades and decades. Thank you. I live in a suburb of Texas, and I've gone to every 4th of July celebration, and I was surprised to hear on the simulcast. They have music and a presentation simulcast over the radio that is choreographed and coincides with the fireworks. Well, I was pleasantly surprised. I dare say almost shocked to hear Martin Luther King as part of the simulcast. And I say that because I live in a predominantly, heavily majority white suburb in a Republican red state, in a Republican red county. in a Republican red city. However, the mayor is black. And in fact, the mayor and I graduated from the same high school in the Bronx. Met him, actually been in his house, but not through him, because my mother and his mother are good friends. And I didn't know it. So shout out to that brother. But I don't know if he had anything to do with that, but I was very shocked to hear. Of course, quickly after that, Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA played, and there was a big cheer from the small crowd because we found a place that wasn't very crowded. And in my city, there was a mishap. There was no finale of fireworks. The music and simulcast kept playing, but apparently one of the things blew up in the canister in the tube, and one of the fireworks blew up in the tube. It started a brush fire, and they had to shut the whole thing down. As of this morning, there were no injuries. So that's good. I want to change the world. And I say change because if you look historically, there's something wrong with us humans, y'all. We can't get along with each other. We cannot find utopia. We cannot find peace and harmony amongst us en masse. What's up with that? So I want to urge everybody to do that today. I'd like my podcast to become the #1 podcast over Joe Rogan. And I got nothing against you, Joe. Joe just signed with Spotify for exclusivity for, I heard, about $100 million. That would be nice. I'm not going to front. I'm not looking for fame or fortune, but it would be nice. But top 5? Can I get top 5? Is positivity whack? Is positivity not cool? Because that's what I'm trying to share. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I want to bring to the world. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. So, yeah. Give unto of yourself. Give. Give to your kids. Give to your people you work with. Give to society. Volunteer. Give your smile. Hard to smile in public, right? Especially because we all wear masks. But I bet you could still tell somebody's smiling even if you got a mask on. Smile under your mask. Hi. How are you doing? As we pass strangers. You know? Now, if you happen to see a shaved head, aka skinhead, that has Nazi tattoos and swastikas tatted on their head, I completely understand if you don't smile and say hello to that person. I understand. If you are that person listening to this right now, which is highly unlikely, but you never know, change if you have hate in your heart. If you already have change and you can't get rid of those tattoos, that's fine. Change other people that you know that are involved in that. And I know change is easy. It's just easy to say that word. Oh, change that person. It's a very difficult task to change somebody's heart and to change somebody's mind. One of the episodes that I have coming up entitled, Why Do You Believe What You Believe? Will get to the root of why you believe what you believe. You know, our fundamental life values and core belief systems are instilled in us before 10 years of age in most cases. And then those things are just reinforced. So to change somebody's heart and mind is difficult because you got to get to the bottom of that. You got to touch them or move them. And we are so emotionally desensitized and detached because we're constantly manipulated by the media we ingest, whether it be the news, movies, video games, television, radio, podcasts, whatever. You know, I've said this in other episodes. It amuses me what we choose to entertain us. Like when I said the word podcast, what I thought about was these true crime podcasts. People like listening about actual accounts of murders. But if it happens on their block, they're astounded. They're unnerved. But they will listen to that same exact thing for entertainment. Give yourself the ability to change by not ingesting negativity. I've said that in the negativity episode. Listen to it if you have not already, or listen to it again. Give yourself the chance at happiness. Do that by exerting the effort to become a giving, positive person. So, ways that you can give, and I've already mentioned a few. Give time to your children by turning off electronics and doing some of the things that I just mentioned a few minutes ago. Give to the people you work with. If you work in a office setting or semi-social setting, make bracelets. Bring some food, preferably healthy food from fruits and vegetables. How else can you give? You can join one of the myriad of organizations that exist or groups. You can start small. You can volunteer. If you have a significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, give them more of yourself. My wife and I have been together for 10 years, and I make conscious efforts to give her what I think she will appreciate. I've come to know her over these 10 years, so I know what she likes. But we have staples. We have, movie night. If you listen to one of the episodes of my wife and I, we tried to do the 365-day challenge. I don't know if you know what that is, but listen to that episode and you will find out what it is. Yeah, we didn't make it. For a multitude of reasons, nothing really bad. But yeah, check that out. So giving is something I want all of us to do. I know giving has positive health effects and will make you feel better. I think that's why Christmas is so popular and everybody's happy and joyous. Not the fact that you're going to receive stuff, but for many of us, it's the fact that we get to give in grand fashion to everybody we know and love. Well, not everybody, but most of the people that are close enough to you that you feel you want to give stuff to, right? Even at the workplace, we have Secret Santa. How do you feel inside when you give somebody something? Does it make you feel good? Giving? Does it make you feel good to give? If you don't know, it does make you feel good. And if you do know, then build on that. Let's give, y'all. Let's be more giving as a society. I told you I was going to tell you about Giving Tuesday, which was something, like I said, I wasn't even up on. I didn't know it was a thing. The website is givingtuesday.org. 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 Givingtuesday.org, for which I am not affiliated. I am not getting any kickbacks. I am not being paid. This is not an endorsement. They are not a sponsor in any way. They don't know me. I don't know them. According to their website, it was created in 2012, in the year 2012, as a simple idea. It's a day that encourages people to do good. And it says over the past 7 years, it's grown into a global movement. Did you know about this? I didn't know about this. But apparently they've inspired hundreds of millions of people to give. They say it is a global generosity movement. This year in 2020, it's December 1st, 2020 is Giving Tuesday. And according to their website, at this particular moment is 155 days, 8 hours, and 48 minutes left until Giving Tuesday. Yeah. So they say take part. They say you can join the movement and give each Tuesday and every day, whether it's some of your time, donation, or the power of your voice in your local community. Yeah. So when we think of giving, we don't think of politicians, right? Like they may start out like that. And what made me think about that is when it says give your voice in your local community. So politicians start out like that, right? I know I was being, I won't say groomed, but nudged towards political life. And this is when I sat on the board of directors for a local organization here in my county. Sat on the board of directors for several years. And then I was invited to, the Rotary and to this and to that. And, I declined because I have no political aspirations. It has been my experience in the politicians that I know personally that it starts out for, I won't say most, but for some, as a genuine desire to help. But there's something about the acquisition of power. And there's a saying that power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. There is something about having power that becomes intoxicating and addictive. And the more you have, the more you want. That's my opinion. That's been my observation. And when I think of politicians, even though they are quick to mention that they are public servants, I serve the people, many of them I see serve themselves and their bottom line when it comes to money. And for some, popularity and fame. And fame is also addictive. Many of the famous people will tell you that. So, giving, if you're a politician, become more giving to your constituents. Become more giving of your honesty. Hey, President of the United States. Oh. Did you hear who's running for president? Yeezy. Kanyeezy. It's Kanye West is running for president. He just announced it today or yesterday. Now, is he working for Trump? Is he trying to pull black votes out of Biden's pocket? I don't know. It's a different podcast. A different episode. But I'm going to wrap this one up here shortly. But I wanted to mention and explain what Giving Tuesday was before I did. But give, y'all. Give, please. All I want to do is make this world a better place. It starts with you and me. Share this episode. Share this series. It's a really important series. I think I said some good stuff. I know I did, as a matter of fact. And we can all help us heal. We can all help us heal. We can make our world a happier, healthier, safer place. Kindness and goodness is not whack. kindness and goodness is great. Let's try to be that. I'm Mike, and this is the Mike's Opinion Podcast.
Thank you so much for listening to Mike's Opinion. Logic Unleashed.